can you find me? Yeah, can you find me? Yeah, can you find me? Oh, I'm surrounded, yeah, can you find me? Yeah, can you find me? Yeah, can you find me? Oh, I'm surrounded, yeah.
You can't appreciate the sun without a little bit of rain. That is, that saying in itself is actually like a very, very calming feeling you get when you hear that phrase. For me personally, you can't appreciate the sunshine without a little bit of rain. It's like it feels like you just came home. Obviously, that's it's referring to you can't appreciate happiness if you weren't sad to begin with, right? And I mean that's normal, man. Sadness is a very normal human emotion. You know, I don't necessarily like to like bring all of society into something, but we're definitely like trained and told to cope first before reflecting on why it is we feel really sad sometimes, or like we just like sulk. To be honest, you should like I ain't gonna front, like you should sulk sometimes. You should sulk sometimes and like get to know that part of yourself in that space. It's normal, it's really normal. I mean, like, you wouldn't be human if you didn't feel down sometimes. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to feel up all the time. That's very unnatural. You're supposed to have those moments of like downtime, and those moments of just like weakness, and those moments of heavy emotions and a lot of feelings, because that's what you are. You're human. You're gonna feel. That's like the whole thing. You know what I mean? We're just like conductors for so many different types of energy that like come to us, pass through us, and we take all of it, and we're supposed to just kind of understand what they are. And in understanding what they are, we understand ourselves better. And so yeah, the moments you get when you're like really down on yourself, like you're supposed to reflect on those moments and just kind of work with it and embrace it, because not every day is willed for you to be like extremely up and like about it. There's some days where it's really willed for you to just like be just low, and like that. Those moments are for you to take some time and just like understand what you're going through. Don't try to escape from it. Embrace it head on, and that way you can conquer it. There's a lot of people who definitely complain when they're in that mood, but those are some of the same people that they talk positively about it, with regards to when they speak about some of the best albums come out when the artist is going through a really tough time in their life, and then people be like, oh, we got the best music. Some of the best stories come out the same way as well, whether you're a writer or you're a director going through what you're going through in your life. And some of the best work that you can have as a creative comes from when you're going through a very, very like emotional time, a very dark time. Life in itself has that thing, but look how you can like take it and then turn it into something very beautiful. You know what I mean? Look at comedians, man. If you ask, like, comedians know that like the whole, like, not the whole thing, but a big part of it is that like a lot of these comedians are very depressed, but that's what makes the comedy. You know what I mean? They get up on that stage and they do what they do. You know what I mean? And I have a really good brother, man. He's a comedian, and like that's something that's known in that community. You know what I mean? And It's like, that's what that is. They get up on that stage and they conquer it, and they conquer it through comedy. They conquer it through being funny, or trying to find the funny in what they're going through, or making a joke out of it, so like it doesn't have that much power over you. You went ahead and took the power itself, and then the rest of it just comes with how witty you are, and with how creative you are, with regards to making it hit. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's like, that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I can appreciate rain and cloudy days. I personally really love cloudy days. I'm a big, like, autumn, fall person. That's like my season personally. That season is the best I love it a lot, because that's the time for a lot of reflecting. The weather kind of like prompts that, you know what I mean? Where you get to take a break and just kind of like be inside, and just kind of like, be with yourself. And like, I thoroughly enjoy that process, because the more you get to learn about who you are, the more you get to learn about how you can, like, be better, like, later on. And so, yeah, man, that's kind of what's, but then you have to really ask yourself, like, don't be ignorant. Don't be ignorant towards it, if you're really down and you choose to, like, drown in your sorrows, or you choose to be like super, like, like out of your mind, like, and you can feel yourself just like getting sadder, like you're not at all, like, it's not going away, like, you have to take that as a sign. You know what I mean? You have to take that as a sign, is that this is not how I'm going to get to the solution. This is not how I'm going to beat this. Because then that just leads to an entirely darker path. Don't like the best thing to do is to, the best thing to do is to let it go, like, all through. It's like honestly, it's like an aurora borealis. It's waves like that. Like some are just more bright, then it gets more dim, but it's always this shapeless aura that is like a happening, with regards to these emotions. And you're not supposed to run away from them or escape them. You're supposed to understand what they are, and from there learn how to move better with them as life continues, and then you'll be able to, like, overcome a lot. You know what I mean? You won't have to have these, like, third party like coping mechanisms, I guess you could say. I mean? Like, you wouldn't need to drink, you wouldn't need to smoke, you wouldn't need to, like, lust over things, you wouldn't need to, like, have these, like, things that you need to reach for in order to get to the other side. You can just kind of work with it on your own. I mean, it's definitely normal to feel like you need something to help you. No, it's not like, you have to do it all by yourself all the time, you know what I mean? But there's definitely healthier ways to go about it. And a lot of people just choose to take the easy way out. But there is no such. But the easy way out is not an easy way out. It's an easier way into a deeper pit of it. You know what I mean? And then you don't really get anywhere. You don't get anywhere. You just stay there. You stay stuck. You stay stuck, and then you can't get out. And now you're in this loop of, like, I'm confused. What's going on? I thought this was helping me. It's not. Sometimes in the moment it seems like, like smoking a little bit, or drinking a little bit, or, getting caught up in your lust or whatever like that. Like, it seems like for the moment, like, you're getting somewhere because the feeling's going away. But then, like, if your heart is intact and you're not numb by this world, you're not numbed out by what you're going through, you're going to feel that guilt. You're going to feel that remorse afterwards, and that's a compass. That's a sign. That guilt is really a sign. It's a compass that's directing you back to get back to where you're supposed to go. You're feeling that way because something much deeper inside of you is telling you, hey, this is not correct, yo. No, I don't feel good. This isn't right. Nah, man. Get back to, like, what you're supposed to do. Alhamdulillah, in Islam, repentance is the key for this. And I mean, I gotta be honest with you, it's really ill to always ask for forgiveness from the Most High. Like, this one thing has definitely helped me a lot with my mental health, my spiritual health. Because, all that darkness we carry, like, inside of ourselves. We definitely carry so much inside. And just to know that just to know that you can speak to God and to let that out. And I mean, now this is all faith based, you know what I mean? But just think about it for a second, right? You're able to just speak to your creator. It's an individual connection, you know what I mean, between you and him, and you're able to just ask for forgiveness and all that stuff inside you. You get to pour it all out. You get to take it all out, you know what I mean? You're gonna make mistakes, man. You're gonna go through things in life. You need a way to get it out, and you need a healthy way to get it out. That's the other thing. You need a healthy way to get it out. I mean, for folks who are not religious, it's always there's so much help out there these days, yo. Like the talk of counseling and therapy is there, yo. It's there. And it's good to do these things. It's good to get to know who you are, because then, you'll realize that sometimes a lot of stuff was very amplified in your own mind. You realize that a lot of stuff was very much amplified in your own mind. It's not as bad as you think. You're smarter than you think you are. When you're going through things emotionally, you're not necessarily using that very, very, very like intelligent side of yourself. Sometimes you could just get caught up. You'll make a decision that's really like it's not the move. You know what I mean? It's not the move. Now you're just kind of caught up again. It's not a sprint, this thing. It's a marathon. You take it day by day. You gotta be able to find the gratitude in your state. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to find something that makes you have gratitude about it, Being upset, being sad is beautiful, It really is. It's beautiful because now you get to learn a new part of yourself that's like difficult to face sometimes. It's difficult to face that side, but if you can face it, look at it, contain yourself, embrace it, and then overall overcome it, now you've really grown. Now you've really become stronger. And now you're in a place within yourself where you can teach this to others as well. You can be a means of guidance, inshallah, to them, figuring out what's going on with themselves. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing to go through all that work, and you'll realize it's actually very beneficial for not only yourself, but for loved ones around you and for people around you. You know what I mean? You'll be able to keep your composure. That's a big thing, to be able to stay composed in these situations. Then, it's still the balance of being real with yourself. You got to be real with who you are at the end of the day. You got to be real with who you are at the end of the day, and understand that, I'm going through something that's tough. It's a lot for me right now. But I don't need to take this out on others. I don't need to get caught up in my bad habits. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. Things that will make you feel worse. Things that will continue to amplify this negativity that comes from a very natural human feeling. You know what I mean? We're so quick to run away from these things just because they're not all the way positive. But if you're all the way positive all the time, that's an illusion. Now you don't even know what the truth is. So a little bit too much of anything is not a good thing, y'all. That's a fact. That's a fact. Even I tell my peers all the time that in Islam, even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says to not stay in the mosque 24/7. Don't stay in worship 24/7. Don't just do day and night worship. No, that's not the point of this thing. This thing is a practicality. It's a lifestyle. Go get out there. Go live your life. You know what I mean? That's why we only pray 5 times a day, not 50. Even though, it was supposed to be 50. But look at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the same with, so look at your emotions, man. It's like, this is a mercy. Wouldn't you rather feel guilty for doing something bad than feel nothing at all? Wouldn't you rather know, hey, I need to improve on myself, or hey, this doesn't make me feel good, rather than have no idea what's happening to you? Yeah, you want that. You want that. Trust me. It saves you from being naive. Not just towards people, but towards energies, It's not just good forces out here that are trying to lead, direct your life. There's a lot of evil ones out here too. And if you don't know how to tell the difference between the two, and you don't know how to move, you might get caught up. I know, this thing is kind of everywhere. This thing of emotions, this thing of this sulking, it can go into many different places, right? You can sulk over so many things. I know I get a little bit like that whenever I don't feel like I can execute an idea properly, or maybe I'm just going through the motions of life. See, that's why it's so vast, because it can apply to like so many things. But the main thing about all of it, no matter where it's coming from, no matter, no matter what caused it, is that you take the time to reflect on it, embrace it, find the love hidden inside of it, because it's there. Trust me, it's there. No test is given to you for no reason. Every test is given to you because you are able to carry it and you are able to succeed through it. The whole thing is for you to realize how you're able to do that, because you can. It's designed for you to learn that you can. It's only ever yourself that tells you, I can't. It's only always ever going to be yourself that says, I can't do this, I can't do this. No, you can. You just need to take a little bit more time, be a little bit more patient, and go with it, yo. Go with it. Don't run away from it. And, I've met many types of people in my life. I can think of one person in particular who, this person was very stuck. This person was very stuck a lot of the time. And no matter how many solutions you offered them mentally, they always let the outside world affect them on the inside. And they never grew. And it's sad because I remember this person being that way when I had first met them. And I remember them being that way even the last time I saw them. They just didn't improve. They just stayed in this like pit of doubt and worry, which then became self-hatred and then self-destructive, And even though I didn't know this person that well, you could tell that that's what it was, because every time I interacted with this person, you could tell, damn, there's a cloud above this person just hovering. They didn't find the beauty. They didn't find the rainwater in that cloud that nourishes the greenery, that brings life to dead soil. They didn't find that. They didn't look deep enough to find this liquid gold residing within this cloud. They didn't take the time to look for it. They didn't take the time. They just immediately looked at it face value and said, nope, that's it. That's the thing. That's what it is. No, it's deeper than that. Take some time. Be patient. Don't hurt others. Do not hurt others because of what you're going through, man. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. This is a reminder for myself more than anybody else. Don't do that. Maybe that's another topic. The topic of like how these things can create a self-destructive nature. But inshallah. That's a very, very, very deep discussion. You gotta find a way to find that gratitude in your situation before it turns you out. And then you'll be a happy person, No matter what type of negativity you see out here, you'll always find something to smile about. Or when you're around others, you will not try to put what you're going through in your life on them. You know what I mean? You'll be able to just put your stuff to the side for a bit, and then make them happy. Hey, how are you doing? Nah, I'm cool. What's up with you? Yeah, no, everything's alright, yo. But that's because you don't want to put that negativity on somebody else, right? You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that to them. You got to be strong. You got to hold yourself together. You got to hold yourself down. Everybody is going through something on this earth. Just know that everybody is always going through something silently, right? Especially, the older you get, I would say. I guess I'm just learning that more now these days. A lot of youngins are going through it. That's what I've noticed, man. The youngins are going through it wild. We gotta have more OGs out here, man. More people who really went through it and got out alive to just, pass the knowledge back down, because, they need it. They need it, and we need each other. That's just a fact, yo. We need each other. So if you can support yourself and you can embrace this thing, you'll be able to support others and embrace them as well. And, and be a light for them. And I make the dua right now that that the Most High makes us all a light for all of mankind and uses us for that which He loves the most. Ameen. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.